What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. If we're looking at the charts here on the daily, we are at the 5th of March, fresh into the new day, 23 hours left. We just had a daily close, green. It seems to me as though we're having a little bit of a clash, a little bit of a battle between the bears and the bulls, and the bears and the bulls. You know, we're going one way and the other. I'm getting whiplash, man. We love this volatility. This is why we're here in crypto, man. It's very, very amazing times that we're living in. We are right at the precipice of this next phase up, where we will see new all-time highs. It is not confirmed yet. Not confirmed yet that this is the low. I have a very strong suspicion that it is, but we have a lot of work to do before we confirm it as the low. Earlier today, when I was making my last Bitcoin video, I was talking about, or I guess earlier yesterday technically. Today for me, yesterday for the charts, we were making a video right at the low here saying that I'm very confident that this would be a higher low, that we'd be moving up from here. But I do want to address the same points I was saying there, is that we don't know if we're done going lower yet. I'm convinced that we will not go below these lows. I'm convinced that this was a higher low. That was the low. We're not going below there. But if we do, I think it's important that we prepare for that outcome, right? So from a low to a high, if we were to go lower, the area that we would look for, that we would expect to go to, would be something of about 74.2K to 69.4K, okay? This is our primary target zone, the 1272 to the 1618 fib extensions, okay? That's where we would likely go. I would anticipate something around this, but again, I'm not even anticipating anything lower than 80K, so anything lower than this low, let alone this low down here, so whoop-de-doo, it's probably not going to happen. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I don't think that we're going lower. If we look at this here, what we've done, and it's exactly, like, literally to a T, what we were talking about happening, right? I said that we needed to close above $84,352 by the end of the day, which is exactly what we did. We bounced right off of the 786, closed right above the golden ratio, and that gave us this immaculate pump, right? Oftentimes, with these pumps, you go from the 786 to the 236. So the fact that we stopped at the 382, it's a little less robust than I would have wanted, but here we are, 3 hours left in this 4 hour time frame. Who's to say that the move is over right now, right? I mean, just because it didn't move up in a complete straight line all at once, like this over here, right? This was just one move up, but there was some red in the middle, right? There were some reds in there. What if this is still, you know, this move is still in play? Again, these 786 bounces from the low to the high on the fib retracement, they're notorious for a 236 target, if not something that's through that and onward and upward to new all-time highs. So still waiting to see. Of course, if we do stop here, that's fine. What we'd look for now is to not go back below the 618. Ideally, we would not get a 4 hour period to close below there, or if it does close below there, not multiple 4 hour periods in a row. We want to hold above the golden ratio, which at the moment is at $84.352,000, okay? Above these previous highs right there. That's what we want to hold. What we want to do also on the upside is get above get above the 236. If we break below 84.3K, that doesn't mean that we're going to lower lows. It doesn't mean that. But it could imply that we return to the 786, maybe for a relative double bottom. Maybe we go to the 69, and that's the best case scenario. Or likely, the most likely is that we would go to the 886 all the way down to 80K. And that's fine. If we go to 80K, that's fine. But that's not what I'm expecting to happen, right? We would still have a higher low. Absolutely, absolutely, we could, you know, from here crumble all the way down. We've already talked about that, though. I think that watching 90K as that kind of final boss, that final area, the gatekeeper to keeping us down at these areas and not being up towards 100K and higher. If we can get above 90.872 thousand, $90,872, if we can get above there on 2 4 hour closes in a row or a daily close, that does it for me. That really does solidify it for me that we are likely moving not just higher than these areas here, but higher than this price here. And if we're looking at that, if we're taking that into consideration, which I'm taking that into consideration now, hit the like button and subscribe if you're taking it into consideration, man. From a high to a low, I would expect the next target area, and if we're looking at the 4 hour time frame here, it's Wednesday, or it's Wednesday right now technically. For me, it's Tuesday still, but it is Wednesday on the charts. I would think by the end of this week, we're back above $100,000. I don't know how many people are calling for that. I'm sure a lot of people up here were calling for it now. And then a lot of people down here let go of those calls, and they're probably calling for 70K, and now nobody knows what to think. They're like, what are we going up? Are we going down? Nobody knows what to think. I'm telling you what I think confidently, that we're going to be above $100,000 by the end of this week, if not at least 99.2K. If we're not there by the end of the week's close, I would at least assume that we see some kind of interaction with this area by the end of the week, certainly. The end of the week, just so you guys know, just so we can put this in perspective on the time frame here, that would be all the way over here. So this quite literally, that is the beginning candle of next week on a 4-hour period. So to get to this area, to get to this minimum target that I'm talking about by the end of the week, we would have to move at this pace. Just at that pace there, okay? And compared to, why isn't it letting me? Okay, there we go. Compared to everything else that we've done so far, I don't think that that's a crazy pace at all. I think we could absolutely, I mean, who knows, man? By the end of today, we could be at 100K. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame and see what it's telling us here as far as the RSI goes. If we're looking at the RSI, we do have higher lows. We're bouncing right at key areas of support on this 4-hour time frame. Look at these higher lows coming into play. Very nice, very tight and in formation there. We got above the 50, bouncing out of the 40 area, getting overbought, and then bouncing off of the oversold. You guys, I want you to understand, all the people, you guys are like broken records out there, okay? I know there's a lot of you out there that think, and maybe I'll be wrong about this. Maybe I'll look like the ass. Maybe I'll have egg on my face. But there's a lot of people out there that seem to think that, I've seen this same words. It's almost like it's bot comments, or maybe you guys are watching the same YouTuber and you don't have original thoughts. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of people who are saying a relief rally does not mean that we're pumping, does not mean that the dump is over. It's not a relief rally, guys. This was the relief dump. You want me to prove it? Look at the look at the weekly trend. You want to see what's a relief rally? That was a relief rally to the downside, right? We're in a relief rally now. The negative news of the tariffs came out today, and we went nowhere, or yesterday, and we went nowhere. We actually closed the day green. That's because it's already priced in. Over the days, as people sleep, as they wake up tomorrow, they're going to be like, oh, damn, there's no negative narrative now. Everything's bullish. We actually have a crypto reserve. The countries, the institutions, and the big players around the world with money are investing in this as fast as they can before the United States scoops it all up. That's something that's going to be dwelling over us for not just the rest of this cycle, but probably until Trump gets out of office, or if the crypto reserve somehow goes belly up and it has to, it's like opted out for whatever reason. I just can't see that happening. All I'm trying to say is, if we look at the 4-hour time frame, it starts here. You can't tell me this is a relief rally when the most volume we get is coming up to the upside. We lose volume as we come down, and then yet again, the biggest candle as far as volume goes happens to be on the one that we're moving up, and then the candle beforehand where we had the second largest volume, that was at the low. We didn't go anywhere to the downside. I wonder what that means. If we had a lot of volume down here and then the next candle we moved up, it's probably a lot of buying. It's not a relief rally to the upside. It's a continuation. We are retracing back from this corrective phase down, the bearish breath down. The trend is to the upside. There's no relief rally. It's not a relief rally. We're in a bull market, you guys. You have relief rallies in a bear market, okay? The 4-hour RSI says it all. We are finding higher lows now. We are getting overbought whenever we're getting into our high points. We're not even getting oversold now. Whenever we find support, whenever we do drop back down and everybody's bearish, we're not even oversold. We're nowhere near the oversold readings, okay? When you're getting overbought and you're not getting oversold, that's a bullish thing. Just like when you're getting oversold but you can't get overbought, that's a bearish thing. Do you notice this, right? You see how you're getting oversold all these times, and none of these times you got overbought? Let's see what the price did. Oh, okay, the price was moving downward. That's kind of interesting how that happens, right? So no, this is not a relief rally, guys. This is actually a move up. We're finding support at very key areas. I will say this low right here, I don't think anybody other than Kevin Svensson, I don't think anybody called this low at all. It caught us all off by surprise, because the fact that we went below, I was calling for us to go down to 85K at the lowest. I did not think we'd get below 85K. I was calling for the drop like a couple days before it happened, but I didn't think we'd go down this low. Everybody else who thought it was going lower than 85K, total logical thinking would dictate that you would at least go to something around 73, 74K. But none of it was right. We didn't stop at a logical area. We didn't stop here at a logical area. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And that's how Bitcoin likes to do it, you guys. It likes to throw people for a spin. And this is more than just a dead cat bounce. It's not a dead cat bounce, right? This was a fake out to the downside. At least I think it is. We'll see if that remains true. Of course, in like a week or a couple days, by the end of today, if we're down here, this video won't age so well, and I'll have to go hide in a hole or something. No, I'll be out here. I don't care, man. I don't care if I'm wrong. It's not about that anyways. But if we're looking at this on a daily time frame, still in the downtrend, pulled back from above the 50 area here. You are getting oversold on the daily and not getting overbought. You are still in the downtrend. So to break out of this downtrend would be a big deal, because again, once you got in this downtrend, once the downtrend started here, that's whenever you began consolidating all this time. Whenever you break out of this downtrend, that would likely signal to me that you are going to break out of this overall consolidation phase and onward to new all-time highs. So we're looking for that. And I think on the daily, first off, the 4-hour time frame is very indicative that we are going to continue to grow, not just today, but likely over the next few days. Okay, I really do believe we'll be above $100,000 by the end of this week. And then at that point, if you're still bearish, you're in straight denial, man. But that's okay. You know, the denial's, I think, the first part of the process, right, to acceptance. Whenever it comes to daily time frames on the daily RSI, we did yesterday with yesterday's green close. I didn't even pay attention to this morning, but we closed with a bounce. We bounced right off the 40. And that's a good thing, guys. Anytime, I mean, look at, we bounce off the 40. It's a classic area to find support. We found support here, support even in the downtrends, we're finding support on it, especially in the uptrends, we're finding support on it. It's a good thing. This is what you call the bearish area of control when you're below the 40, bullish area of control when you're above the 60. Okay, we are staying out of the bearish area of control. It's a rather neutral look right now, and that makes sense because the price, it might be volatile as hell, but it's rather neutral. But with higher lows, gives a little bit of a bullish tilt. With the price finding support on the 40, getting above the 50 gives it a little bit of a bullish tilt, in my opinion. If we can get back above the 50, if we can get back above this high, there's no doubt in my mind that we've broken out of this downtrend in the daily RSI. And with that, that would signal not just to me. I'm not the only person. You're not the only people. However many hundreds or thousands or hopefully hundreds of thousands. I doubt hundreds of thousands of people will watch this video. It doesn't matter how many of us are aware of it. The people who have dramatically bigger impacts in the market as far as their wallets go, they're aware of this too, right? The sophisticated traders, the bots, they're all aware of this too, and it would be a very big signal to the markets that it's time to move up. What do I mean by it's time to move up? Well, again, we've talked about $100,000 by the end of this week. We're at $86,000 now. You know, once upon a time that sounded crazy, but now it's like $100,000 is no big deal at all. From a high to a low, beyond 100K, beyond just where I think we'll be by the end of this week, going through the rest of this month, going into April, we will be at 119K, 134K. I say going into April, really the end of this month I would expect we're here. Going into April, we'll be at 147K to likely prices that are above 170K, something in that area by the end of April. That's my expectations. I don't anticipate that we're going to move up as slowly as we move down. It took a long time to move down. When we move up pretty damn fast. Whenever we move up, and here we're consolidating, right? This whole consolidation phase was just a means to a downtrend, right? It took a long time to move down, but whenever it comes to moving up, we're moving up very fast. That's how you know you're in a bull market, okay? It's been a second since we moved up. It's been a little bit of time. Let's see, how long have we technically been in this kind of area? It's been 114 days now, guys. That is crazy. What is that on a weekly time frame? That's 16 weeks. On a monthly time frame, that's four months. This would be the 4th month here. It's not common for Bitcoin to really consolidate longer than 3 months in a bull market, but here we are, guys. Very uncommon times indeed. I definitely believe that we're on our way higher. I think it says it all with the 4-hour time frame. I think it says it all with the daily time frame. So let's go back to this, and I'll kind of end the video right here. Okay, if it loads, if things load, and we're gonna get there. Okay, from a low to a high. If we get above $90,874, multiple 4-hour periods closing above it, or a daily closing period above it, not a wick, but we need to close above it, right? Don't just get excited because we see prices above it. You need to close above it. You need a candle body to close, okay? If you don't know what that means, look it up, because it's just when the candle closes, when the time frame ends on the candle. 4-hour time frame, daily time frame, but for the 4-hour, we need 2 of them. If I'm wrong, you want to prove me wrong, if you're a troll, if you're a hater, if you're just a bear and you want to see the price go down, it's nothing personal at all, but you want to prove me wrong, get below 80K. Go ahead and get below 80K. The first step, even you could even get excited if you get below 84.355K. Okay, if you can get below there on a multi 4-hour basis, or if we close below there on a daily time frame, this thing's really going to throw us for a spin. But I'm not anticipating that. Again, it's not that you go below there that means that it's time to go lower. You have to close below there. Okay, I don't think you will. Your 4-hour looks super bullish. The 1-hour time frame here, also promoting a little bit of bullishness right now, being in the bullish area of control, getting overbought, getting oversold, showing the volatility, right? But you're also in the overbought area here. I assume that we are going to move up higher throughout the rest of this day. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. What was it? That's okay. We'll probably just end it there. Maybe, I don't know. This wasn't what I wanted to talk about, but here on the weekly time frame, we do have higher lows coming up here, kind of in an area that we've been finding support this whole damn cycle. You know, I suppose there's a good aspect there. Actually, wow, yeah, let's look at that real quick. Hold on. The very first time this cycle that we were down in this area, we ran all the way to the overbought zone. That was this move. Came out of a very long consolidation phase here. Not too long, not as long as this one over here, but that consolidation phase lasted for about 31 weeks, okay, 217 days. As of now, we've been consolidating here for about 112 days, okay, so not quite as long as that, but still got down to this area in the RSI and then went overbought. Whenever we got back to this area in the RSI and then we got overbought, that was after we consolidated for a very long time. We consolidated throughout this halving period, consolidating area. Whenever we moved up there, whenever we bounced off this same area in the RSI and we moved up to the overbought zone, that generated this move. Okay, a little bit smaller. It wasn't as big, but pretty fast nonetheless for the time. We're back down at these areas now. We've consolidated for less time than this move here, less time than this move here. I would expect that we get something similar to a move of this magnitude, something that would likely take us above 150K, if not 170K, and I would expect that to happen by the end of April. If not, I mean, maybe very early May, but I really do think it's going to be by the end of April. I don't have anything else that I want to say. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm going to look at the ribbons real quick, and the video is essentially over anyways. Weekly time frame, whatever. It would be nice if this week could close. I said above 100K, and that would be nice. I mean, that's my expectation, but just by the way of the ribbon, as long as we're closing above like 92.3, 92.5K, I think that's fine. 3-day time frame. Ribbon looks fine. This is where you would look to find support and move up. Yeah, the goal on the 3-day time frame over the next 2 days and 23 hours would be to close above 94K, and I think we're going to do that. On a daily time frame, the ribbon actually would suggest that we're going lower. So a little bit of confliction in the ribbons. 3-day time frame, weekly time frame looks bullish. The monthly, of course, we don't need to check on that. It's always bullish. But the daily, you know, if we do get below these lows, this daily ribbon will start to expand. What you want to do in a short amount of time is get back above about 94.5K. So those same prices, even with the daily ribbon looking bearish, to deconfirm the bearishness, you have to get above the same areas that confirm the bullishness for the 3-day time frame, that essentially confirm the bullishness for the weekly time frame as well. So that's all kind of agreeing with each other, even if they have different prospects, if that makes any sense. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bull market is definitely on, you guys. It's on full blast. It'll only become more obvious probably once we're back above 100K for whatever reason, but take it easy. Bye-bye.